Good morning, Canada. Welcome to the weekend edition of Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And I'm Kelsey McEwen. Thanks for starting your day off with us.
So it is the first weekend in December. Holiday season, we know, is upon us and coming up in a few minutes. We're going to talk about co-parenting through the holidays. It can be tricky to navigate, so we've brought in an expert for some advice on a smooth season.
We're also bringing you a story on farming inheritance laws in Canada. Did you guys know that a family farm can be passed down to children, but it can't be passed down to nieces or nephews without large taxes? We're going to find out why many Canadian farmers want that changed.
First up, if you like whiskey and you want to try the best of the best, we've got some feel-good news because the Whiskey Producer of the Year was just named, and they're right here in Canada.
It beat Ireland, it beat the US. One of the best whiskeys in the world is from a small distillery near Saskatoon. Black Fox Farm and Distillery has been named Worldwide Whiskey Producer of the Year by the International Wine and Spirit Competition. It's one of the most prestigious awards in the industry. This title is usually claimed by large, well-known global brands. But this year, a family-run farm has taken the top spot, shining a light on the rising profile of Canadian whiskey. John Cote is one of the co-owners of Black Fox Farm and Distillery, and he joins us early this morning. First off, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I do. It's been quite an interesting week. It's kind of, I always say, it's like a week in the spotlight. It's been a pile of fun for ourselves and for our team.
Welcome to Whiskey Celebrity. Listen, what went through your mind when you heard that Black Fox had been named Worldwide Whiskey Producer of the Year?
Well, no, I can't say that on television. So it just unbelievable, really. It's been our dream to create this, and to see it being recognized is absolutely amazing.
Everything about your story is so fascinating. Fifth generation farmers, you're still farming, you do this pivot into whiskey, and then here we are today. So tell me about your whiskey. What does it taste like?
So whiskey is really interesting. I can give you all the really distinct tasting notes, but really what sets it apart is that it tastes like it comes from here. And it's hard to describe, but that's what's made it famous, is that it's tied to a place so securely that it's so unique that you taste it and you say, oh, that is a Canadian whiskey. And more specifically, that's a Canadian whiskey coming from this particular area of the world. And that's what makes it beautiful. So you can't say it tastes like bourbon. You can't say it tastes like Scotch. It's just so unique that's what blows everybody away.
Yeah, part of that is because of your process, and your operation is so unique. You grow almost everything you distill, and your whiskey barrels are aged under how you describe it as the watchful eye of Mother Nature and Jack Frost. In Saskatchewan, we know that means weather swings of plus 35 to minus 35, and you aged it outside. How central is that to your farm to bottle philosophy?
Absolutely. So what we're trying to do is prove out the idea that there's terroir to everything, whether you're making cheese or whiskey or gin. So the weather affects not only the way that we grow our grains here in Saskatchewan, but it really has a profound effect. When we age those barrels outside, when the sun shines on that barrel, it creates pressure and it physically drives that whiskey into the wood. And then when it cools down at night here in Saskatchewan, you can have a 20-degree temperature change during the day is not out of the question, and it creates a vacuum that actually physically sucks all that whiskey back out of the wood, and then the next day the same thing happens again. So it's almost like that barrel is breathing and alive and really part of the environment, and that's what makes it just such a beautiful thing.
See, those brutal Saskatchewan winters are good for, something anyway. Listen, where can Canadians buy your award-winning whiskey? I know they're going to want to try it. Holidays are coming. It's a perfect time.
So this is complicated. So the premiers of Canada have all been here at the distillery twice now. They first came in 2019, and they made a promise. They said, oh yeah, no, we're really going to help you out because interprovincial trade is obviously a thing. They came back in June and they said, oh, we're really working hard on this, but it's really it's a problem for us because it's quite unclear. We have really good coverage in Western Canada. And then after that, it kind of falls apart. Then it becomes easier to fly to Dubai and go to the airport and
Really?
buy it there duty-free, because the rules are really unclear on whether or not we're supposed to be shipping into Ontario and Quebec. Western Canada seems to be a little bit easier for us, But it's a real problem for us, Anne-Marie, and it's something we're just trying to navigate through now. And obviously, with this award, we're getting a lot of requests from all over the place, and we're kind of in a little bit of a quandary on here. How do we go about this?
Well, I mean, I can't imagine your frustration. You win this international award, and your hands are tied in getting it to the eastern part of the country, or even south of the border these days. Listen, John, I just came back from Ireland and was at one of the big distilleries there and had this great experience. Can people actually come to your distillery and see the operations?
Yes, that's actually that's the best experience ever, because we'll walk you around the farm. We'll show you exactly what we're doing. Barb and I are farmers first, and we're just so proud of what we've been able to coax Mother Nature into doing for us here. So we love to show it off, and we're open 12 months out of the year. So we sincerely invite everyone to come out. Saskatoon is absolutely an amazing place to come and visit, and stopping in at the distillery is absolutely one of the top on the list.
Well, it sure will be for now. Hey, listen, fifth generation farmer, did you ever imagine that your greats would have seen something like this coming out of the family farm?
Absolutely. So Barb and I have had a chance to work in farming all over the world, and farmers around the world have that ingenuity of trying to take something that they grow and they coax from the land and doing something with it. And it's only here in the odd places of the world where we're really focused on exporting that doesn't happen. So I can totally see our forefathers saying, oh yeah, no, one day I'm going to take what we're growing in this garden and we're going to do something with it, and just not having the means to do it. And now we're just lucky enough that we've come to the point where we can actually make something that's really special and share it with everybody.
Serving world leaders and at the airport in Dubai. John Cote, a real pleasure to meet you. Congratulations again to you and everybody at Black Fox Farm and Distillery just outside Saskatoon.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, a generation of farmers is set to retire, but inheritance laws are preventing many from keeping their properties in the family. We'll find out why after the break.
Family-run farms are quickly disappearing in Canada, and our own laws could be partly to blame for that. Between 2001 and 2021, we lost a total of 13 million acres of farmland, and with that, you can see it on your screen there, 84,000 farmers. Foreign-owned giants are stepping in to help offset the losses, but the shift is putting our food security at risk. With me this morning is Darren Shrewsbury. He is a vegetable farmer, believes the way farm inheritance laws and the way they work, that's part of the problem. So let's talk about it. Good morning to you. Great to have you on the show.
Morning. Thank you, Lindsay. Yes.
So let's look at the average age of a farmer in this country. It's 56 years old.
Yep.
We are heading toward a wave of retirement. Many farmers will be looking to transfer ownership of their farms to other family members. But there's an asterisk here.
Yes.
Because what is it about our laws that makes that access and that process so problematic?
Yeah, the laws are a little bit outdated. So currently the tax deferral law allows sons and daughters to get the family farm in a tax-deferred or tax-free basis. And that's well and good. That's a fantastic thing. What we're trying to see is we're trying to appeal to the government and chat to some folks about seeing if we can include nieces and nephews in that rollover act as well. That increases the size of the population that can actually farm and want to farm. So including nieces and nephews and not just your son and daughter would be great for farming and to keep rural communities vibrant and all that good stuff.
Because if you think about it, people aren't having as many kids anymore, right?
Correct. Yeah, last generation, 10, 15 kids was pretty normal. Now it's 2 or 3. So you've only got to choose 2 or 3 kids, and maybe they want to do something different with their lives. Maybe they don't want to do agriculture. There's a lot of cases where nieces and nephews have been actively working on the farm for 10 or 15 years already, but then they can't actually inherit the farm without massive amounts of capital gains tax.
Right.
So it's super unfair to the nieces and nephews that A, want to be in agriculture, they want to farm, they want to feed Canadians, right? Because they are Canadian, and that's just it's not allowed, and it becomes prohibitively expensive for them to own the farm they've actually worked on. So a case study of 2 brothers, for example, one brother has 2 kids, the other brother has none. If that farm is sold when the one brother dies or something like that, half that farm is gone, which means the nieces and nephews don't they're not part of that other part of the sold farm, which is really tricky, right?
It is tricky, especially if they've been, dedicating their life to the work there. Now, I will
Yeah.
say, okay, so if you're not the son or daughter, some people from the outside in may be saying, well, I think it's still a pretty good deal because you only have to pay the taxes on it. When you hear that, you're like, well, wait.
So back in the day, in 1980, agriculture was a little different. So acreage was $200-300 an acre. Now some acreage is $16,000 an acre. The tax bill could be $2-4 million. Oof. And that people can't afford that. Farmers can't just write a check for $2-3 million because it'll rip the farm apart, which then rips the family apart, which then reduces our food capacity, which reduces our food security, and so on and so forth. And in a time where we're looking at Canadians to feed Canadians, this is an easy win for both sides of the aisle. No one loses. Family farms stay together, families stay together, rural communities get bolstered, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Because if we don't do anything about this, if this trend is allowed to continue just the way that it exists now, what are the long-term impacts?
So right now we're losing about between 2,500 to 3,000 family farms a year. If you've ever driven through rural Ontario, some of those towns are boarded up. You drive through them and it's just,
true.
You've seen those. And it's very sad because don't forget the local community doesn't just support agriculture, it supports the healthcare, it supports the local grocery store, it supports those towns. And the last thing we want to see as Canadians is the demise of the rural economy, which generations of Canadians have built up, and we've built Canada on the backs of agriculture. And that's at risk without having the nieces and nephews added in.
Yeah, Darren, we reached out to the Ministry of Finance to ask whether the government is considering amending the Canadian Income Tax Act in the way that you were talking about. I will read part of the reply, quote, while the government of Canada continually reviews tax rules to make sure they continue to be fair and appropriate, it would be inappropriate to speculate on any potential or prospective changes, end quote. What is your response to that response?
Well, we're enthusiastic that we're just going to keep chatting to the right folks and hopefully get the nieces and nephews added onto the Tax Act. It happens to be Section 73.3. It doesn't seem to be that difficult. Just add 2 words, nieces and nephews,
right,
to sons and daughters. We can call it a day.
Well, we'll see what happens. Stay in touch, Darren. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Appreciate it.
Have a nice day.
Co-parenting is hard enough, but co-parenting during the holidays can be extra stressful. Between coordinating gifts and splitting up time with the kids, it's a lot, especially if you're not on good terms. Here to help us figure out some of this is parenting expert Vivian Meraki. Great to have you back, Vivian.
It's lovely always.
You are the expert. You literally wrote a book called Parenting Through Divorce. So we are going to come to you for answers this morning. Some families we know have strict legal agreements in place. And so when it comes to co-parenting today, we're talking specifically about those who might have a little bit of flexibility. How do you actually start having the conversation about coordinating around the holidays?
I think the most effective thing is actually to start talking about it early, before the emotions start getting in the way, because the holidays can be emotional season. And when you start planning it in conjunction with a lot of things that you may already be talking about, like the logistics, what the kids might need, and add that to the list, it can make things a lot easier.
So what is your advice around gifts, for example, or splitting gifts and time between each other and the kids? How do we navigate this?
I think at the heart of it is going to be, what are your values? What's important to you, to each of you? Have the conversation from that place. What are you flexible on? And then also communication. Don't make assumptions. Talk about budgets. Talk about what you want, what your expectations might be. Do you want to share gifts? Do you want to help the kids choose a gift for each parent? What does that look like? And also you can have the conversation with your kids when they get old enough. Do you want to get your dad or your mom a gift this year? I can help you choose one. And I think that is the best place to start from, is a place of communication and collaboration.
Yeah, I hear you say a couple times, communicate, but also flexibility.
Yes.
Yeah. What if you don't have a good relationship? Like, let's be real, not all divorces, not all separations end amicably. What if you don't have a good foundation of communication? How do you handle that to make sure that you're talking, hopefully well, and that it doesn't affect the kids?
So I think, first of all, let's just take a moment to acknowledge how hard that is, because that is probably one of the most difficult things to navigate. And when we acknowledge how hard that is, parents going through parenting is already really difficult and stressful. And parents going through divorce is even harder, especially through the holiday season. And when we acknowledge how hard it is to begin with, that can take a little bit of the pressure off. So that's the first thing. And I think as you approach it, especially when things are really tense, removing some of those friction points. So it might look like using text or email instead of in-person contact. It might mean using a parenting app. leaning into that. And I think that most importantly with your children, you're not going to be able to shield them from the tension, but it's surrounding yourself with the support system, because that tension within you has got to go somewhere. So what are those adult supports? Is it friends? Is it a therapist? Is it a parenting or divorce coach? Getting that support for you so that it's got somewhere to go. And then using really age-appropriate communication with your child to acknowledge it, because the tension is there. Avoiding or pretending it's not is going to make things even worse. Saying something like, I'm having a stressful day, it's not you. Or I'm trying to figure things out with your mom or your dad. I'm feeling some stress about it, but we're going to work it out. Everything's fine, So those are some ways that you can navigate, but also involve your kids so that they don't blame themselves, not in using them as an emotional crutch, if that makes sense.
We see this in all different ways. In the absence of information, people will create the story for themselves in their heads. So giving words to it and naming it for your child so that they feel safe and protected is huge. Vivian, thank you for your tips this morning.
My pleasure.
Up next, sorry, not sorry. Mark Critch is here with his collection of essays on what it truly means to be Canadian.
This morning, we are taking an unapologetic look at patriotism and what it truly means to be Canadian. And we're doing it with the help of Mark Critch and his new collection of essays, Sorry, Not Sorry. It's a look at what makes Canada great and worth fighting for. Mark Critch is joining us this morning to share a few stories. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Good to see you again. I laughed, first of all, reading the acknowledgements, because the first person you thank is President Trump. And I'm going to read this because I like this quote a lot. You say, I would like to thank Donald Trump for making me so angry that I wrote this book. You were writing something else, and you made the pivot to this.
Yes.
Tell me about the moment of change.
Well, I was just writing this novel, and I'm, writing away, and then I'd hear, it's a disaster, Canada, 51st state. I'm like, okay. And the governor of Canada. And then I was like, I had all this stuff I wanted to say, and 22 Minutes wasn't on the air at the time, so I called the good folks at Penguin Random House, and I said, can I write a different book first? And they're like, what? And I'm like, do you mind? And they were very nice, and they let me do it. But I had all this stuff in my head that I wanted to get out. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of, and I think that's, you can't fight that. If you want to do something creatively, you should do it.
Yeah.
So, this came about fairly quickly.
Well, some of these they're almost like a history lesson. You write about Canada's relationship with the monarchy, how Newfoundland was the first place to put the Queen, well, she was a princess at the time, on a stamp. And you saw the Queen when she visited, I learned this about you, in Newfoundland in the late 70s. You were just 4 years old. What do you even remember about this visit?
Oh, I remember it was a big deal because there was no social media then. So it was, the Queen is coming. The what? The lady on the money is coming.
Your mom drags you out. And
she dragged me down, and then we got to see her go by. And I thought, well, and I was expecting like a queen, and it's like, well, that's somebody's mom.
Yeah.
It's just a regular lady. And Mom was just shouting like, Queen, Queen, Queen. And she went right by.
Did she give you a wave?
Not even, just one of these looks. Like, she kind of held her bag like she was worried. And then years later, I was able to take Prince Charles just before his mother passed for a beer in Newfoundland and be the person who was walking around with the future king. And I took him for a pint. And that was pretty interesting, because then there were other people shouting, Prince, Prince, Prince. And I could take them over to the fence and introduce them to him. And we had a great little chat.
Your life, Mark, is just unbelievable. That's a conversation for another time. I want to ask about this essay. I thought it was really poignant. You called it Traitors, and you set your sights on Wayne Gretzky. He's a Canadian icon. He's also an American citizen. Controversial take, perhaps, in Canada, although I will say, a lot of the essays and topics you've talked in this book are conversations I've had in people's living rooms as of late.
Well, Wayne, very close to President Trump, spent a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago. And Trump has said, that he'd make a great governor, quite frankly. And 99, which is like 72 American. And he really had a real place when he could have spoken up for us, and he was having a conversation with Mr. Trump, who was then talking about taking us over as a 51st state, and he was kind of chuckling along and stuff like that. And I think, people in positions of power close to the throne should use that influence to help our country in our time of need. And of course, he's been living in Florida for a long time.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up his order in Canada.
Yeah.
Mike Myers is a good Canadian kid.
Yeah.
But Wayne, I thought at that time kind of let us down a bit. And I think he's since, just recently, kind of apologized. And he went very quiet. And there are times, I think, when we need our voices to be loud.
Right. And this is one of those times.
Yeah.
I also learned if there were a Canadian Mount Rushmore, you would scrap putting politicians on it. You were really clear about this, and this is who you'd have there instead. I like this lineup. John Candy, Terry Fox, Gord Downie, and Anne-Marie. So when it comes to patriotic monuments, I like how you describe this in the book, that we are very different than the U.S. of what we choose to immortalize in statue form.
Yeah, we have little statues around. We don't have, you go to the Washington Mall, there's this giant Lincoln and the Washington Monument. And here we have the Big Nickel in Sudbury.
Yeah.
Which is, a guy wanted to put it there and the town council said, oh, no, no, you can't do that. So he raised the money and he put it on the outskirts of the town.
Yeah.
And then, and that is, it's not only a monument to the Sudbury Nickel, it's a monument to Canadians and that can-do attitude.
Yeah.
And I think that those are the things we choose to celebrate, which is a beautiful thing.
And very Canadian.
Very Canadian.
Just before I let you go, you have an incredible career in comedy, especially smart political commentary and in comedy. So when you look at what's happening south of the border, when we're talking about censorship and the president's attempts to silence comedians who poke fun at him, what's your response to that?
We have, you know, Mr. Poilievre is not a great fan of comedy about him. But generally, you know, I've had, you know, Mr. Critch and Trudeau, now Prime Minister Hearty. I was able to take him for a coffee at a Tim Hortons. We didn't even shut down to Tim Hortons. And I think that we have a tradition here of speaking truth to power, of making fun of someone to their face, never in a cruel way, but in a way that takes a few shots, where they'll sit there, take it, and give you an answer back. And it's a very uniquely Canadian thing, where a guy like me can just walk into a Tim Hortons and make fun of the Prime Minister to his face, and it's kind of thought of as something he has to do, as opposed to something he wants to shut down.
And Canadians watch for that response. They watch to see how those leaders respond to you, because there's something about that that's important to us.
You can tell a lot about a person. Mr. Carney would sit there and kind of take it, whereas Mr. Trump might tase me. It's a very different thing.
Mark Critch, it is always great to speak with you. Always great to read your books. I would love to see this in school. There's enough history in there that I think that this could be a unit.
If Mark Critch could only be a class in school, my God, it'd be amazing.
I will take Mark Critch 101. A reminder, the new book is called Sorry, Not Sorry.
Next week on Your Morning, our friend Mary Berg stops by with her holiday hosting tips.
Good morning, Canada. Welcome back to Your Morning Weekend. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And I'm Kelsey McEwen. Coming up in minutes, we are in the kitchen with 3 delicious soup recipes for cold winter days.
We are also bringing you fun and festive ways to elevate your kitchen for hosting this holiday season.
Before we get to all of that, though, Brooklyn Heights stopped by our studio to give us the inside scoop on season 6 of Canada's Drag Race.
Okay, it is not easy to make an entire group of drag queens speechless. But that is exactly what happened on the premiere of Canada's Drag Race Season 6, and it was straight up because of one surprise guest judge. Hi, queens.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love it. Paula Abdul dropped by the workroom to surprise the queens and to give some professional advice. You can catch episode 2 tonight, but you can catch the host of it all right here, right now. Brooklyn Heights is back in our studio. Welcome, good morning.
Good morning.
Come on, what a fun moment. We had Paula Abdul here on the show. She was lovely on camera, lovely behind the scenes, tinier than you would imagine.
Tiny.
Tiny. Did they have, like, tell me about the reaction in the room, because we saw the 1-2 beat and they're like, oh my God, it's her for real.
Yeah, that was a real reaction. I mean, and we were all kind of like that. We were so starstruck that she was coming to our show and she knew about our show. And I have to tell you, like, I grew up watching Paula Abdul, like, on American Idol. That was me and my mom's thing. So to actually be able to work with her in that capacity, and she was so lovely, like, could not have been kinder to everybody. She stayed, she was the last person out of the building after we wrapped filming.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she stayed and took pictures with everybody and was just so generous with the queens and with us. It was amazing.
And everybody there would have watched and studied her dance moves, her choreography, and just to nail it. Even she does it now, even still.
Yeah.
She's amazing. So we saw not just lip syncing for your life, but you guys did it for fun, which is
Yes.
great because Paula was there. You joined in on the lip sync, so
I did.
Lots of experience. But to do it in front of Paula, what was that like?
It was amazing. I mean, talk about
Were you
a surreal
intimidated
moment.
at all? I know you don't get intimidated by a lot, but Paula's sitting right there watching you do it.
I wasn't intimidated by Paula. I was intimidated by the song because it's a very wordy song, especially that really fast bit in the middle when I'm like pointing at my mouth and there's just a lot of like really, really fast words. So I just wanted to make sure I did it justice and like was really, really crisp. But yeah, I was just having a good time. When I'm on stage, everything kind of just goes away by the time you get there, but the prep work to get there was a little stressful.
And what was Paula's reaction?
Oh, she loved it. Oh
Look
my,
at her.
Yeah, she was having the best time.
Listen, this looks like a really fun group of queens this season, but at the end of the day, it is a competition.
It is.
As we know. So what is the vibe like behind the scenes? There's a lot of support and encouragement in the show, but there's a lot of tea and a lot of competition.
Yes, I mean, and I think what I love about this particular crop of queens we have this year is they're playing to win. They're playing the game. They're not being very Canadian about it. They're not sorry. They're not sorry about it.
They're not sorry.
They're not sorry about it, but I love that because that makes such good TV, and there's a fire in them, and they want to win this competition.
Well, I think part of that though speaks to the success, Brooklyn, of you bringing this show here. And we were saying it's season 6, but technically season 8 that you have been sort of in this role.
Yeah, if you count the Canada versus the World seasons as well.
Yeah. So is that sort of the next evolution of this show? Is that we're shedding a bit of the niceness and we're claws out?
I hope so. I mean, we're here to make good TV.
Yes.
I mean, we love niceness and all that stuff, but we also want drama.
Yeah.
Like, it's reality TV. Like, it's nothing without the drama.
Love it.
And it's just nice when people just say what they want to say, and they just own it, and I love that.
Well, you definitely do that. You have an incredible eye for detail when it comes to presentation. You notice that Van did not have the nails on in the lip sync. So what do you look for when you are looking for a winner of the competition?
Someone who's just the whole package. I mean, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent is the name of the game.
Yeah.
And something we've never seen before. And someone who just brings their A game and is showing us why they are there, why they deserve to be there, and that they want to win.
You're saying something similar when I had a chance to chat with RuPaul, who said a lot of times people come on and think they want to be the queen that you would want to see or that Ru would want to see. And he's like, I want to see the queen that you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bring it.
Yeah, bring it. And just be, like I always just tell the queens, just be yourself. Like that's who the audience and we fall in love with, is a personality, is the person behind all of it. So I think that's the most important thing to remember about the show.
Really quickly, can I ask you what's big on the horizon? Because I know you're always working on something.
Yes, well, it was just announced, Stop That Train, the new drag queen movie is coming out May 29th, I believe, which is very exciting.
And you're in it.
And I'm in it.
Amazing.
Yes, so that's gonna be incredible. I'm a movie star now.
I love that.
No big deal.
Add it to the list of Brooklyn Heights. Thank you so much for coming by. We always love when you're here.
Thank you.
I just have to practice my core when you come because you
I know,
so straight.
I kept doing it as well.
I think we can all agree it's time of year we want comfort food, and what better than a hearty bowl of soup? Today, food expert Amy Rosen is in our kitchen today with some delicious soup recipes you can make for dinner tonight. Amy, great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna put up the QR code so you can scan it and follow along with the recipes this morning. It smells so good, and we are starting with what I think is my dad's very favorite soup.
Ooh.
A split pea.
That's what we have here.
It's beautiful.
It's a vegetarian split pea.
Nice.
And it has za'atar croutons.
Okay.
So easy split pea. It just has to cook down for a while. Again, the recipes are online. It cooks, then you just
Blend it up.
blend it up.
Blend it
Easy
up.
peasy, or you can put it in a blender once it cools a bit.
Amazing. I love a hand blender. It's always like a bit of Russian roulette when you throw a soup into like an actual blender and put the lid on because of the heat.
Exactly.
You never know.
Once we've had the ceiling,
Have you really?
Oh yeah, who
my
hasn't?
God.
Oh, I guess you haven't.
No, I haven't.
Just
Not
me?
yet.
Okay.
Then croutons. Take me through these.
So some day-old bread. A lot of people make croutons in the oven, but I like to keep an eye on them on the stove because I burn them in the oven.
Yeah, I get
also
that.
think they get a little more juicy with a little more oil. You can control like the seasoning better.
And what are you putting on these?
So that's za'atar,
Okay.
a Middle Eastern spice blend, salt, and some garlic powder. So those are going to be really flavorful.
Oh, I love that.
And toasty, roasty.
Okay.
And then all we do is
take our bowl.
Take our bowl.
Oh, I love this ladle. This is cute.
It's like, it's getting you into like the ancient kind of artifact.
Totally. Tripping time.
Exactly.
Oh, and then I want to get some of these croutons. Can I come over here?
Yeah, so you put the croutons on.
Okay.
And then, again, it might be winter soon, but we still want freshness, so the fresh dill is what makes it. There's dill in the soup, and I think your dad would love it.
Oh, so good. I know he would always eat this. And as a kid, like yellow soup, you look at it, you're like, I don't know. And then the first time you try,
Yay.
oh, the dill. Amy, the dill is so good. I love that.
So, like, these soups are all a meal in a bowl.
Totally.
That's the theme, right?
I love that.
So next we have black bean soup. So I think I have created an innovation here because instead of pureeing it, I grated garlic, I grated onions, sauteed it a bit so that I don't have to pure it after because this is also very affordable. A can of black beans, rinsed and drained, and a can of refried beans.
Amazing.
So the pureeing is already done for you. There's great seasoning in there.
It just saves a step.
And now what are we gonna do?
Okay, are we gonna top it? You've got lots of fun options here.
Yeah.
So good. Oh my God, look how
Oh my God, I'm not a food stylist.
No, that's fine. This is what makes it real. That's how you know it's
So
delicious.
it's not the most gorgeous soup, so let's make it gorgeous.
Okay, what are we putting on it?
We are putting on cilantro.
Okay.
Again, whatever you want,
I love cilantro.
do.
I know cilantro is like really polarizing for some. It is
it's
my
a
fave.
gene apparently that some people it literally tastes like soap.
I know,
You
I
got
love
your
it.
sour cream or yogurt, you got
Love
some
it.
pickled red onion,
Get those in
some
here.
tortilla chips, a squirt of lime.
I love lime in soup. Lime in chili, lime in soup. It's like the brightness for a really
Lime-
thick soup.
Lime is, let's call it, lime's the new lemon.
Oh, I agree.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna give this a taste. This looks so good. Amy, what's your favorite kind of soup? What do you love?
It's gotta be matzo ball soup.
Really?
Speaking of which, this isn't matzo ball soup, but this is French chicken in a pot.
Oh, I love that. I love this, by the way. That is like,
Isn't that so, like you can
like-
feel it literally sticking to your ribs.
it's a love in a bowl. I love that.
That's
Okay,
great.
take me through this. What did you call this?
It's French chicken in a pot. So
Okay.
it's not chicken soup, although it is chicken soup. You take a whole chicken, you brown it in the pot, you add a bouquet garni, all your vegetables are in here. The difference is you're not shredding this chicken, you're gonna take it out and butcher it into like the legs and thighs and the
whatnot.
parts. And so we've just taken a breast out already.
Okay.
It has a little vermouth in it, but the real flavor in this is thyme. Like I cook for my extended family all the time. This is a one recipe everyone asked for.
Really?
So if you're gonna make one,
Okay.
actually make all of them. So it's a nice broth.
Love
It's
that.
got parsnip, it's got potatoes and shallots and carrot.
This feels like taking a chicken soup, like you said, but like taking all the steps out. Like you just have
Yeah.
it all together, making it that much easier. I'm just following you along. Can you notice that I'm like
Yeah.
following
Well,
the
you've
soup?
got 3
as we
bowls
go?
of soup to eat,
This
so
is
you're
my
busy.
favorite day. I am triple fisting with soup this morning. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try this.
So you're gonna really taste the bay leaf and the thyme in that one. It's like different from chicken soup.
Yes.
Right? It's
Totally.
like, oh, what's happening here?
Oh, this is good, and the meat is so tender. Amy,
So again, a meal in a bowl, all very easy and
very affordable.
affordable.
Affordable. Listen, if you're looking for something warm to cook this evening because the weather is cold, the snow is coming in.
I wore my soup sweater.
I know, we're matching our sweaters this morning. These are all great options. Amy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you want all of these recipes, the QR code is right there on the screen. You can scan it and get the recipes today.
Coming up, we are in the Your Morning Kitchen making banana toffee tiramisu.
Holiday party season is just around the corner, and the kitchen is usually the hot spot where everyone gathers, everyone stands there. So let's make it festive. Today, we've got decor expert Amanda Aaron here with some fun and festive ways to elevate the space this holiday season to make hosting a breeze. Great to have you back.
Thank you so much.
My favorite part of our segments together is that everything is doable. Everything is affordable. Everything is like actually easy
Thank you.
to accomplish. And you've got a really easy and affordable way to update the whole look of the kitchen. This is such a
Absolutely.
good idea.
Thank you so much. I actually just did this in my kitchen. I have a
you really?
small kitchen in an old house, and I added this peel and stick wallpaper to it. It's a great female-founded company named The Goods by Shay. Look how cute this is. Let me hold it up for you.
Oh, that's
Look at
such a
this
pretty
print. Actually
color.
goes this way.
Oh, I love
But very,
it.
very easy to literally peel this off and stick it to the wall, and it's very removable, so it's super renter friendly as well, right?
Really? And we have a
Yeah,
picture of it.
we
I think
do.
of the
I think
before
so.
and the after. Amanda, when we
Look at
say
that.
like easy to do, like is this easy where you're sweating a little bit by the end, or is it easy like actually a breeze?
You need to have patience for sure. Like, I'm not sure you want to drink a bottle of wine, then try to put it up. But
Valid.
you need to have patience. But you know what? If you want to start with something easy, just do one simple wall. But honestly, because it's so repositionable, it's very easy. And after that, I just loaded on some of the holiday charm, like lots of decorations. I've got one cute little one here. Look at this cute board from Winners,
that.
right? Very cute. So.
I love that. It's a cheese board. That
It's
would
a
be
cheese
so
board,
delightful.
and these make great hostess gifts too. I love like when you bring a charcuterie board and then you like leave the board with the host. I think that's nice.
That's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah.
I also love this. This is a hot chocolate station, and this feels family friendly. It feels cute and very whimsical.
Thank you. I thought it was a really nice idea to give your guests something as they're coming in. So lots of times when you're hosting, right, you're busy in the kitchen doing things, but this could be set up ahead of time so that you don't have to do anything. Your guests can do it all. So you can make the hot chocolate ahead of time, just have it hot and ready to go. Look at these cute mugs. Like, there's so much good stuff right now out there. I love the idea of having like nice glassware where you can just like load in the candy canes. So why don't we do up a cute little hot
let's do
chocolate?
this.
All these ramekins. This is stuff I went and picked up here and there. The grocery store, you can go to Bulk Barn. The ramekins and the mugs are all from HomeSense, which is like amazing holiday one-stop shopping. Let's see if I can do this.
Whipped cream.
Let's
always
go
just-
extra,
Yeah,
right?
let's
Let's
do
go
it.
extra.
And then I love just the idea of making it look so festive.
Yeah, look at your pro.
Oh, thanks.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that, right?
And then a little stir stick.
A little
so
stir stick.
Cute.
I like the blue. This one is actually little snowflakes too. So I feel like you were talking about this with the weather. So let's
Yeah.
go in with the snowflakes.
I'm here for it. And then let's
Very
stuff
cute.
a little gingerbread guy in
Yeah,
there.
right? Super
cute. Oh
adorable. Isn't that fantastic? And I guess really the guests could take the mugs home too if you wanted to,
Sure.
right? Because there's so many great ones this time of year.
I love the idea of doing a tabletop tree to elevate the whole space because you see it the second you walk in.
Absolutely.
And it just lights up the room.
It lights up the room, and a lot of us are living in small spaces too, so I feel like a tree this size is great if you have an island, a peninsula, a little table in the kitchen. It just like really creates a really cool scene, like you were saying. Now, I love ornaments. Like, I'm an ornament addict, so this year there's so many great ones, including the Hudson's Bay stripes that are coming out on December 5th. This is all available at Canadian Tire. I find this year everything is very nostalgic feeling. Do you find that? Like,
do.
the ornaments are nostalgic, like just people are doing like this like return to their childhood.
Agreed. I really like that. And then I love the idea of you're so thoughtful in the things you think of, Erin, or Amanda. Sorry,
That's okay,
Amanda,
that's
Erin.
okay,
We'll go with
that's
your
okay.
last name. You're so thoughtful in the things you think of, and the idea of leaving the host with a gift is something really thoughtful, and you can do
I like
that with
that.
an ornament.
Exactly. So what you can have is have someone pick something off the tree, and then we've got these cute little gift tags. I'm going to let you write your name on it. So you can get these at the dollar store. You can make them your own if you want by like cut out some paper, add your name to it or a guest's name. So if I was coming to
cute
your
is
house, you
that?
write Amanda on it if I was coming over and and then I'd write your name on it.
Amazing.
So you can tie this to an ornament. This is a really cute one. Look at it. It looks like a gingerbread cookie.
So fun.
It actually looks so real. You almost want to eat it. So
You
if you
do.
want to tie that to the top.
Sure.
And then these can actually be sitting on the tree ahead of time if you want, or your guests can take the tag and write their own name on it and take it home. I like the idea too of maybe including a nice box. There's a great box here that's got like some cute ribbon decorations on it. Because if you've got cookies or something, people can put the ornament and the cookie in it and take it home like a little takeaway box. But super cute. Look at you, you're a pro.
Oh, I was nervous.
I love it.
The close-up was happening of me
Look at how
tying that
nice your
there.
handwriting is too. I'm gonna get you to write all of the tags.
I
right?
was trying.
It's
You
super
wrote the
cute.
Merry Christmas.
I love
I just
it.
wrote Kelsey.
So cute.
Amanda, these are all great. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you too.
Tiramisu is a classic Italian dessert that anyone with a sweet tooth will know and love. It's got espresso, whipped cream, and delicious ladyfinger cookies. Today, we are taking it up a notch with an even sweeter twist. Chef Paul Lillikus is here this morning. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm very excited about this one. As you can see, I wore my tiramisu-themed outfit,
I love
feel,
that.
for
You
this.
look like a beautiful ladyfinger.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I am very excited about this. But before we get started into the recipe, don't forget to scan the QR code that's on your screen for today's recipe. So, Paul, this all looks great. I love all of these things. Tell us what we're doing today, what your take is on tiramisu.
Okay, so this is actually a quite simple dessert to make. Today's version of it's gonna be kind of influenced by banoffee pie. So that banana toffee classic combination, and mixed with the traditional flavors of tiramisu. So espresso, of course, the lady fingers. And yeah, it really starts with the cream mixture.
Yes,
which,
and you've already made that.
well, I'm working on the mascarpone here. I've already
Okay.
given it kind of a whip to fluff it up.
Okay.
This recipe, unlike traditional tiramisu, doesn't have any raw eggs in it.
Okay.
So we're just going to make a mascarpone banana mixture and then a whipped cream, and then we're going to fold them together.
It's like a 2-for-1 dessert. I love this
Yeah.
because you get the delight of both kinds of
Exactly.
dessert.
There's a lot going on here.
Yes,
And
it's a
so
lot. I love it.
The secret is a lot of flavor, but not that much work, really.
Okay.
Okay, so I've
Promise.
already whipped up the mascarpone here, and I have some mashed banana,
Okay.
kind of like the bananas you use for, let's say, banana bread.
Yeah.
So overripe, they mash together beautifully. They have a really nice flavor and sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a pinch of sea salt is in here. And we're just going to give this another whip.
Okay. Because everybody's got those bananas that are hanging around.
Exactly. Or even the ones in the freezer, you know, you're like,
We've
I'll use
got
these
those
later.
too.
This would be the perfect place for it.
Perfect,
It
okay.
doesn't always have to be banana bread.
So a little bit of sea salt, the mascarpone.
And the overripe bananas.
Okay.
And then here we have some whipped cream, and this is where the toffee flavor comes in. So this whipped cream is whipped with dark brown sugar, and it gives it kind of a subtle toffee flavor without having to actually cook anything. You want to try it?
I'm looking for a
is that what you're
spoon.
looking
You
for?
know I'm looking for a spoon right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
so-
yeah.
Okay.
Try it. So
Just
it gives just a little bit of that toffee flavor. This, by the way,
Okay.
great tip. Perfect topping for pumpkin pie, apple pie. It's just got a little more something, right?
It's magical.
Yeah, and
It really
it's
is
as
good.
simple as
Okay.
just that simple one ingredient swap out.
Yes.
So now what we're going to do is we are going to fold these together.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you that.
Yes, thank you.
And then let's see here.
So we're going to take
The mascarpone
banana
mixture.
mascarpone mixture and the whipped cream.
That's
and
right.
Fold those together.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
great.
going to actually fold the cream into the mascarpone mixture and try to keep some of the air. So let's put half in there.
And this is the process of folding because you're trying to incorporate the two together, but keeping that air.
That's
in.
right.
Okay.
That's right. So we don't want to use the whisk attachment. I just want to mix this in just like that. Keep it light and fluffy.
Just a light fold.
Yeah, and then the rest of this goes in as well.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to start, well, actually, no, we've already
Yes.
dipped a layer of our lady fingers here.
Okay.
And that has been dipped into a mixture of espresso and rum. So
Ooh, okay.
another great flavor component here. Goes well with the banana, with the toffee, a little bit of spiced rum.
And this is like a different take on things because normally in a tiramisu you might not be using rum necessarily.
You
right?
might not, no.
Right.
No.
So okay. So this is the banoffee sort of spin on things because rum and bananas kind of they're good friends,
It's a
aren't
great
they?
combination.
Okay.
And of course, if you're making this for kids, just leave that out.
Okay.
It would be totally fine without it. And now I've dipped those very quickly into that mixture. I don't want them to go totally to mush.
Okay.
So now,
A quick dip.
very quick.
Okay. So like this.
Just
like
roll
this.
it around quick. Yep.
There
you
we
can
go.
go even less than that.
Okay.
I do it like this.
I kind of dropped it, my friend.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
And then those get layered in. So
Yes.
another one.
Another one. Bloop, bloop. Okay, there we go.
Because these go
I'm getting
soft
the hang of it.
quite quickly.
They really do, but they are delicious, and it's a nice texture.
Mm-hmm.
And now, how long should, when we're layering these together, obviously you're going to want to put it in the fridge afterwards as well because of its ingredients, right?
Exactly. So we're going to do this last layer, top it with the cream, and then it's going to go in the fridge for about 4 hours.
Okay.
So you could also do it overnight, and then really what you have to do is garnish it.
Yes.
So
That's very
traditionally, cocoa powder, I've added some banana here. You can kind of do this in any order that you like, but a light dusting of cocoa powder on top and
Yummy.
some white chocolate shavings.
Ooh, I love the white chocolate. And I love the bananas is kind of telling you what's happening here. When
Exactly.
you see the dessert, you've got the cocoa there, you've got all the wonderful flavors of tiramisu.
Yep.
This is easy to make. If
It's
you got
not
a
hard
holiday
at all.
party to go to.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's a great bring-along dish, and it just scoops out beautifully like this, and I want you to give that a try.
I sure will. Well, thank you so much, Paul. Oh, this looks amazing. And a reminder, of course, that today's recipe can also be found at the QR code on the
Check it
screen.
out.
Coming up Monday on Your Morning, Michelle Randolph is here to talk about the brand new season of Landman.
That's all for us today on Your Morning Weekend. Don't forget, scan the QR codes for Your Morning, the newsletter, and you can listen to more great conversations on Your Morning, the podcast.
We have another awesome week coming up. On Monday, Landman star Michelle Randolph will be here.
And our friend Mary Berg will be here Tuesday sharing her holiday hosting tips.
And speaking of the holidays, we are also bringing you conversations on how to say no to holiday pressure without feeling guilty.
That is a great topic. I need some tips. Don't we all? We'll also be in the kitchen on Thursday with recipes for Hanukkah.
So thanks for starting your day with us, Canada. We will see you on Monday.